Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're doing fantastic. And yes, friends, I finally scored me a PlayStation 5. And we're going to talk about this, and we're going to talk about my journey in video games. But before we do, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Ring the notification bell so you do get notified when I upload new content. And yes, friends, let's do it. Okay, so before we talk about the PlayStation 5, let me just go ahead and put this kind of information out there. I completely skipped the PlayStation 4. I did not buy a PlayStation 4 because during that kind of generation, I was into PC gaming. Now, I do have a PS3 and had a PS2 and a regular PlayStation. And another story that kind of goes along with this was when the PS5 came out, I kind of wanted to get one. But because of all the supply issues, you can never find them, and I'm not paying a penny. I will not give a scalper 1 penny over the retail. Just not going to do it. So that's why in between Black Friday and Christmas, I was able to buy some of the items that I did buy that I'm going to show and we're going to talk about. But this is not a PS5 unboxing, and I'm going to tell you why. Because when I ordered this and it showed up, my wife got the package. And she had told me, she said, hey, a package arrived for you, right? And I said, oh, that's my PS5. And she said, well, you may want to check the box because something's rattling around. And I thought, oh my God, okay, I've done got a return that someone's broke or something and they sold it as new. Not going to say that that kind of stuff happens, but I've seen it. I've seen it where you get returns that are sold as new items, especially if you purchase them over the internet. Even though this came from a retail store, stuff like that does happen. And when I got home and I checked the box, the side cushions that were on the PS5 in the box, for whatever reason, it allowed the console to move just a little bit. I don't know if that's normal, but when I took it out, everything seemed fine. It looked fine. So I was, of course, in full-blown panic mode, thinking that it could have been damaged or whatever. So I went ahead and plugged it up and ran it, and everything's fine. The only thing I haven't done yet is check the disc console, which I'm pretty sure it's fine. Okay, so one thing I will say about this, to my surprise, is how big the console is. Like it's a large profile. But I will say this, I do like the aesthetics of it, because it kind of looks like some kind of Art Deco piece, you know. So I have it on the stand, the vertical stand, and the stand also, I believe if you orient it, you know, horizontal instead of vertically, the stand works for that as well. You just kind of reconfigure it. But I really love the way this unit looks standing up. Now, I do have an Xbox One X, and it's laying down. And the reason why I skipped the PS4 over the Xbox was just because I have more friends that play on the Xbox. So I still kind of dabbled in console gaming. I didn't completely stop with the PS4 generation, but I was really happy to get this, and I'm very excited because, like I said, I started this right before Black Friday, so I was able to actually go to YouTube and watch a bunch of videos on a lot of these guys that just cover the PlayStation type accessories, and there's actually a couple guys who had really, really good videos about upcoming Black Friday sales, and I took advantage of everything I completely could to outfit my PlayStation 5. So that's what we're going to talk about, and the first thing that we're going to talk about is the fact that this was a Ragnarok edition. So this came with one of the DualSense controllers, and it came with a card with a code on it for Ragnarok, which I haven't done nothing with yet, but one of the things you need from YouTubers that I watched was an expanded internal storage, because like most of these new consoles, even my Xbox One X, which has a proprietary expansion memory slot, and those things are really expensive, and I believe they're manufactured by Seagate. I don't have one. I just have external hard drive, and I just kind of transfer stuff back and forth, but I don't play that many games, so it's really not that big of a deal. But like most people will say, this was on sale ridiculously cheap. And this is a Samsung 980 Pro NVMe SSD, 2 terabyte with the heatsink. And because Samsung is releasing the 990 Pro, I guess they're trying to really clear out this inventory to make way for the new generation of drives. And I believe because of some Black Friday deals I got this for like $170 for a 2 terabyte drive. So that's really good. And then because this console will do PS4 games, and through they have a service, I think it's, what's it called, PlayStation Plus, I believe. That's kind of the equivalent to like the Xbox Game Pass. You can play, I think, PS3, and I think you can even play, older games that have been sort of ported back to this ecosphere. And like most things, these do not have to run off the NVMe drive. So I picked up a 4 terabyte Passport regular, hard drive, USB hard drive, to store anything like that on it, so I don't eat up the NVMe drive. And this, I believe, I got it on Black Friday as well, and I got it for, man, it was cheap. It was something like $80, I think, is what I was able to get this for. And I'm talking about, I scoured all the deals that I could find, and I got really good prices on really everything. So I went to, let's see, Target had some really good deals on the PlayStation 5 accessories, and I was actually able to score an extra controller. And this is just a standard, Sony DualSense controller, but it is blue because blue is my favorite color. And I believe I got this controller for $40. If I remember correctly, it was $40. So I got that, and then I also picked up at Target this DualSense charging station, which says it will charge 2 controllers, and it is actually a Sony branded product. So it's, I didn't want to get something that was not, that was kind of not Sony, just I don't know, that's just me. And I got this thing really cheap because it was marked down. So, I was like, and originally I had just went to Target to get the controller, but when I saw they had this marked down as well, and I was one of those people, I was standing in the store, like on my phone, on Amazon and some deal websites, seeing, what the best markdown I could find on this was. And I don't remember how much this was, but it was marked down really, really, really steep. So I went ahead and bought that. And then one of the YouTubers that I watched talked about the headsets, and there's two main headsets that people get. They get the H7s, which are the ones that I got, and I think the regular ones are the Pulse headsets. And this one is supposedly better. I did watch a couple of YouTube videos on guys, and they really recommended this one. And there's one above it. I don't even remember the name of it. But a lot of the guys said that one really wasn't worth it, that this was kind of the sweet spot of where you wanted to be on the headsets. And I found this one on sale, and it was marked off a lot. So I really got a good deal on this. So I'm really excited about getting the headset as well, because I was literally able to get everything that I needed for my PS5. And I got it all at a discount. And then I went to, actually on Black Friday, I went to Best Buy because they had a lot of games marked down for Black Friday, a lot of PS5 games. And then I had some points, some reward zone points that I was able to use. And I picked up a couple physical games that I'll show you here in just a minute. But this is the card that you get, from the PS5 Ragnarok edition, and it just has, you can see I didn't scratch the code off up there, and you just, get the code, redeem it, download it, and you're good to go. So the games that I picked up, and literally all these games, I got these games for like $20 or less. Yeah, $20 or less. Some of them were only like $15. But I got the WWE 2K22 because I like wrestling, so I figured why not? I'll go ahead and get this game to see if it's any good. I got the launch edition of Horizon Forbidden West, which, all these games I haven't played, so I can't speak to any of these games. I got Demon Souls for the PS5. And actually, this is one of the games that I really, really wanted to get because I really love Gran Turismo, and this is the Gran Turismo 7 for the PS5. And I didn't really want to watch any videos on it for people to say, oh, it's bad, or, have really bad criticisms of it. I just wanted to get it myself and play it. So I didn't really watch anything on it. I don't even know how well received the game was, but I got it anyway. And then the last game that I got was, this is New Tales from the Borderlands Deluxe Edition. And I got this pretty much for my wife because she really loves playing the Borderlands games. And when I saw it, and it was, it was really discounted as well, so I went ahead and bought that too. Okay, so that is everything that I got for my PlayStation 5, and I'm very excited to start my PlayStation 5 journey to see what all I enjoy and what I don't. But one thing I will say, from the PlayStation sort of environment, I really, really loved the Resident Evil games and like Ratchet and Clank and stuff like that. I was really, really hooked on those games, and Crash Bandicoot. I really loved those games in prior generations of Sony's product cycle. And like I said, I did have a PlayStation 3, and I didn't play a whole lot on the PlayStation 3, but one of the things that I did buy, and this was actually the last Sony, sort of gaming thing that I bought, was this PS Vita. And this is one of the better ones because this is one that has the OLED screen. Now, I didn't know it when I bought it. I just got lucky and got the good one. So I really love this thing. This thing is really, really neat, and I wish Sony would have supported it more than they did, because for a handheld, to me, this is now, well, I say that because technically the Switch is, kind of something like this is portable. But this, I'll say this, prior to the Switch, I'll put the Switch and the Vita kind of neck and neck. But the Switch, of course, has ongoing support and everything. But I really love the Vita, and some of the games I had for it that I really enjoyed playing was Uncharted Golden Abyss. And then, like I said, I love car games, so I had Need for Speed Most Wanted. I had a golf game, and then I had Marvel Capcom 3. Because, who doesn't like the beat-em-ups, right? Just the straight-up beat-em-up smashing games. And then I had, because this is the God of War Ragnarok edition. Well, it's not the edition, it's just they give you the game with it, right? But I had this for the Vita, which was God of War, and this was actually God of War 1 and 2 on this game cartridge that you could play on the Vita. And it plays very, very well, and it looks really good, and this was really, really fun to play on the Vita. So, yeah. But I will say that I'm very excited, to have finally, been able to get me a PlayStation 5. And this was kind of a birthday present, Christmas present, to myself. And yeah, I'm looking forward into really getting back into doing some gaming on the PlayStation platform, because right now, I'm neck deep in my Xbox playing Fortnite. And whenever Fortnite, they started the no build mode, to where it's like just a typical battle arena. Man, I got hooked on that, and I love playing that. Me and my youngest daughter both, we really enjoy playing Fortnite. But anyway, I just wanted to share this with you guys and kind of break it up from all of the subscription boxes. As a matter of fact, I got a new one. I got a new subscription box that just came in, that I got to get busy on putting these videos out, because I'm getting behind. I got like 4 videos that I need to do. But anyway, this was kind of something left over from the holidays that, I got for myself, and I just wanted to share it with you guys and see what any of you have to say, if you're fans of the PlayStation 5 or gaming consoles in general. I know a lot of people are not, but generally people my age, and I'm in my late 40s, they kind of do tend to be somewhat video game inclined, just because that's, how we grew up. When I grew up, and I'm sorry, I'm going to sidetrack this with a little story, but when I grew up, we had an Atari 400, and we had a bunch of games for it, and that system was really, really fun. I have a lot of really awesome memories from the Atari 400. And then we moved into the NES, and I had every console. I had the Super Nintendo, the N64. I've got a what is it? A Wii U, a Switch, And the only console that I did not own was a Neo Geo. Yeah, a Neo Geo. And it came out, when did it come out? It came out like in the early 90s. I want to say it came out in the early 90s. But when it came out, that thing was ridiculously expensive. I mean, I remember it was super high priced. And I think it was only a 16 or 32-bit console. But the games, and the one big thing that stuck in my mind was the games. I remember going to local computer shops that sold those games for the Neo Geo, and the games were $199.99 a piece. Like, no matter what game it was, all the games were $199. And I was like, wow, that's just crazy expensive. You got to think, this was back in the early 90s. So that's, I don't know how much you would figure that money is today, but it is a lot. But I had the Sega Master System. I had, let's see, I had a GameCube. I really liked the GameCube. That was a really, really cool system. I had, let's see, what's the other one that I had? Man, my mind just went blank. I had everything except for a Neo Geo. And sadly, like most people, they ended up, move a couple times, and then, well, where did this stuff go? Where did that stuff go? And I don't know if I ended up giving it away, selling it, or if it just didn't mysteriously make it to one of the places I moved to. But, so anyway, I do love gaming. That's kind of the whole point of the story. As I do play a lot of video games. It's kind of what I do to unwind and decompress, and it's just one of the things I like to do. And more from, the age in which I grew up in is the fact that I grew up, because I'm in my late 40s, I grew up with malls, malls being commercial hubs of activity. And because of that, malls were a place where you would go with your family because of the sheer volume of all the stores that are there. And they would put arcades in the malls. So, if you're a kid and you're going to the mall, that was a big deal, at least to me. It was a really big deal. Because, if you're going to the mall, the arcade's there. And the arcades, the games were so much fun, and just the atmosphere that you were subjected to in the arcade, all the people and everything. And I hate it that, like, when, the malls that we have here where I live, they're just like most places, they're not crowded. People don't really go to them anymore because everybody wants to just buy stuff online. And it's a shame. To me, it's a shame. And, maybe that's just, I'm finally got to the age where, everything is, well, back in my day, I don't know, maybe that's what it is. But anyway, hey, if you made it this far, I really appreciate you listening to me ramble. And tell me what you think in the comments section down below. What you think about it? Do you have any memories of, video games, of any good memories? Hopefully no bad memories, other than maybe getting mad at a certain game and throwing a controller across the room or something. But anyway, yeah, let me know. Sound off in the comment section anything that, kind of piques your interest or popped in your head maybe while you're watching this video, especially if you made it this far. And yeah, that's it. That's all I got, guys. And hope everybody continued, I really hope everybody had a really great holiday. And I do appreciate the people that did comment on the last video, on the box that I got from Pew Prep Trek. I really greatly appreciate him for sending all the Wazoo items over. I really greatly appreciate it. And I appreciate all the comments. I got several comments of people wishing me, a belated birthday and sort of a belated Merry Christmas. And I greatly appreciate it. And I really do hope that everybody had a Merry Christmas and you had a really good time spending it with your loved ones. And yeah, so yeah, looking forward to getting into 2023. And like I said, man, I'm behind. I got a lot of videos I got to do. So with that, guys, I'm out of here. See you next time. Peace.